going to read another poem about rain today. April is National Poetry Month, so this is a book of poems. So it's not one long big story. It is little poems that are all about different things. It's called, oh, and this is a book I had when I was 5, and I wrote my name in it. And that's what my name is. So I've had this book for a very, very long time, and it's a little bit fragile. It's very loved. So I'm going to read you the poems that are in this story. It's called Rainy, Rainy Saturday by Jack Prelutsky. Pictures by Marilyn Hafner. Jack Prelutsky's dedication says, for my parents, and Marilyn Hafner's dedication says, for LSL, not just a fair weather friend. Here are the contents. So there is a poem called Rainy, Rainy Saturday, Somersaults, Whistling, My Creature, Spaghetti, Spaghetti, Chocolate Milk, Tick-tock clock, my boat, fudge, sometimes the telephone call, clean your room, my coloring book, magic jelly bean. Rainy, rainy Saturday. It's Saturday, and what a pain. No school today, but lots of rain. And Mother tells me when it pours, the weather's bad, so stay indoors. I'd rather go out in the yard, but no, it's raining much too hard. So I will stay inside and play this rainy, rainy Saturday. Somersaults, and I think some of you do this because I've seen some jumping around on Zoom, so you might do this. You would have to ask your grown-up if you can do somersaults on the bed. It's up to your grown-up because it might not be safe, so make sure that it's okay. But this is about someone who loves to do somersaults. Somersaults. It's fun turning somersaults and bouncing on the bed. I walk on my hands and I stand on my head. I swing like a monkey and I tumble and I shake. I stretch and I bend, but I never, never break. I wiggle like a worm and I wriggle like an eel. I hop like a rabbit and I flop like a seal. I leap like a frog and I jump like a flea. There must be rubber inside of me. This one is called Whistling. Oh, I can laugh and I can sing and I can scream and shout, but when I try to whistle, the whistle won't come out. I shape my lips the proper way, I make them small and round, but when I blow, just air comes out. There is no whistling sound. But I'll keep trying very hard to whistle loud and clear, and someday soon I'll whistle tunes for everyone to hear. So if you already know you can whistle, you can do a little whistle. If you're not sure, you can try. I'm not a great whistler, but I can try. Can hear it a little bit, but it's not very easy for me to whistle tunes. Some people are really good at whistling, so maybe you are really good at whistling, or you can ask someone in your family if they are good at whistling. But it takes a little bit of time to learn how to do it. My creature. I made a creature out of clay. Just what it is hard to say. Its neck is thin, its legs are fat, it's like a bear and like a bat. It's like a snake and like a snail. It has a little curly tail. A shaggy mane, a droopy beard. Its ears are long, its smile is weird. It has 4 horns, one beady eye, two floppy wings, though it can't fly. It only sits upon my shelf, just think I made it by myself. This one is called Spaghetti Spaghetti. If you like spaghetti, you can do the me too connection. Spaghetti Spaghetti, you're wonderful stuff. I love you, spaghetti. I can't get enough. You're covered with sauce and you're sprinkled with cheese. Spaghetti Spaghetti, oh give me some please. Spaghetti Spaghetti, piled high in a mound. You wiggle, you wriggle, you squiggle around. There's Slurpy Spaghetti all over my plate. Spaghetti Spaghetti, I think you are great. Spaghetti Spaghetti, I love you a lot. You're slishy, you're sloshy, delicious and hot. I gobble you down, oh I can't get enough. Spaghetti Spaghetti, you're wonderful stuff. And who is having spaghetti too? My cat. This one is called Chocolate Milk. I really liked this one when I was little. My chocolate milk tastes better when I sip it through a straw. I think it's even wetter when I sip it through a straw. With one end in the chocolate milk, the other at my lips, I drink up every single drop with little tickling sips. This one is called Tick Tock Clock, and I don't really remember this one, so we'll find out what it's about. Tick tock, something's hiding in the clock, a thing that makes a ticking sound and helps the hands go round and round, a thing that can't be very tall to fit inside a place that small. Tick tock, something's hiding in the clock. This one is called My Boat. I took some wood and wire and I built a little boat. Then I put it in the bathtub to see if it would float. The mast was half a pencil and it had a paper sail, and a yellow plastic sailor stood on watch beside the rail. It sailed the bathtub ocean as my fingers stirred the tide, till I made the waves too heavy and it crashed into the side. My little boat tipped over, and with scarcely any sound, the yellow plastic sailor tumbled overboard and drowned. So if you're looking for something to do today, maybe you can build a plane like Ethan and Danny did. Maybe you want to make a boat like this girl did. There's so many things you can make, but remember, you're thinking about that arcade challenge. This is another one of my favorites. It's called Fudge. Oh, it poured and it rained and it rained and it poured. I moped round the house feeling lonely and bored, till Father came over and gave me a nudge and said with a smile, "Let's make chocolate fudge." Has anyone ever had a chocolate fudge? It's kind of like regular chocolate, but it feels a little bit different. It's like it melts in your mouth, and it's really, really sweet. I think it's pretty easy to make. Then he gave me a bowl that we filled to the brim. It was fun making fudge in the kitchen with him. I stirred and I stirred, but I wasn't too neat. I got fudge on my hands. I got fudge on my feet. I got fudge on my shirt. I got fudge in my hair. I got fudge on the table and fudge on the chair. I got fudge in my nose. I got fudge in my ears. I was covered all over with chocolate smears. When the cooking was done, Father wiped off my face and he frowned as he said, "What a mess in this place." He was not really mad and did not hold a grudge, and we both ate a mountain of chocolate fudge. This one is called Sometimes. And I think this probably happens to everyone. Grown-ups, kids, babies, old people. Because sometimes you just feel sad. Alright, sometimes. Sometimes I simply have to cry. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's really nothing very wrong. I probably should sing a song, or run around and make some noise, or sit and tinker with my toys, or pop a couple of balloons, or play a game, or watch cartoons. But I'm feeling sad, though I don't know why, and all I want to do is cry. And that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Remember when I was in the blue zone a couple days ago, and then I made myself go for a walk, and that helped a little bit? And then I saw you, and that also helped. So sometimes we feel sad. That's okay. This one is called The Telephone Call. I was mad, and I was sad, and I was all upset. I couldn't go outside to play. The weather was too wet. But then my best friend called me up with lots of things to say. We made each other giggle. I felt better right away. When you can't think of things to do and the rain won't ever end, it's nice to have a telephone to share things with your friend. And this one makes me think of the situation we're in now, because we are trying to stay safe and stay at home, but if you are able to FaceTime with someone in KH or another friend, or you can talk to them on the phone or maybe do Zoom with them, that's a nice way to be connected to your friends. I'm doing that too. Alright, this is my favorite one. Clean your room. If you have grown-ups who ask you to clean your room or tell you to clean your room, show the Me Too signal. Clean your room, my mother said. Sweep the floor and make your bed. Pick up all those the bits of clay. Put those books and toys away. Clean your room, she yelled at me when I kept playing quietly. But again, I disobeyed and ignored her and still played. Look at that messy room. Should she be ignoring her grown-up? No. Let's see what happens. Clean your room, my mother roared even louder than before. She was mad. She stamped and glared. I got just a little scared. Clean your room, she whispered then, softly, softly. And so when my mother handed me the broom, I said, okay, and cleaned my room. One of the things during our time at home, since we're not at school, is to try and keep your rooms nice and tidy and clean without having your grown-ups to ask you to do it. So that's definitely a job that you can do, just like when we have to clean up after choice time and centers. Try cleaning your room up every day so that it's nice and clean. I'm going to do that this afternoon. That's my plan. But that was my favorite poem in this book. This one is called My Coloring Book. When I fill in my coloring book, how wonderful the pictures look. I make things how I wish they were, like leopards, white and lavender, and purple penguins, pea green goats, and elephants with orange coats, yellow calves and rainbow roses. Ooh, that sounds pretty. Black giraffes with silver noses. Forests thick with scarlet trees, swarms of bright blue bumblebees, zebras striped with gray and pink, a golden crow, a lilac mink. I color all the rabbits red and give a moose a turquoise head. Everything's my special way. Coloring's fun on a rainy day. And I know we have so many friends who love to color. think this is the last one. This is called Magic Jelly Bean. I was wide awake at bedtime. Not a yawn was in my head. So I pleaded, it's like you're begging, you're asking and asking. I pleaded with my parents not to make me go to bed. I grumbled and I whimpered, but I knew I couldn't win. So I put on my pajamas and my parents tucked me in. Now underneath my covers, I'm a deep sea submarine, searching in the darkness for a magic jelly bean. I'll find it and I'll bite it, and I'll wish with all my might for rainy, rainy Saturday to disappear tonight. I'll wish for sun tomorrow, for the clouds to float away, so that Sunday won't be rainy like this rainy Saturday. The end. So those were a lot of poems you just heard. Maybe you have a favorite one like I did. I think my two favorites are Fudge and Clean Your Room. Yep, those are my two favorites. So since April is Poetry Month, I'll see if I have more poetry books so I can read you some poems. If you have poetry books at home, you should read them. Since it's April, we want to celebrate our poems. Maybe you want to write your own poem too. That would be great, and then we could share our poems. So I will see you on Monday morning. I hope you have a great weekend, and hopefully tomorrow is not a rainy, rainy Saturday. I know it's kind of a rainy Friday today, but let's cross our fingers. I hope everyone is crossing their fingers that it is not raining tomorrow so that we can enjoy a nice Saturday and Sunday. Okay, bye friends.